beloveds, and greetings to those of you watching online. So last Sunday, we honored our departed loved ones, and their presence still lingers in our hearts. And our Dia de los Muertos ofrenda and service, my goodness, it was soulful, it was spirit-filled, and it was joyful. And we continue to carry that mystery of love that transcends time, that does not vanish, that love that does not vanish, but that love that changes form. And now, with hearts still tender from that remembering, we take the next step in our spiritual journey. Not by turning away from what we felt last week, but by listening deeply to what it asks of us. So this week, we're going to explore the power of release as a way of honoring what was and creating space for spirit to move freely through our lives. Now, release is the 11th of Unity's 12 spiritual powers. And it is represented by the disciple Thaddeus. And Thaddeus is seen as the part of us that helps us dissolve negative thinking. Fear you don't own me, as the song that we listened to earlier speaks about. And that especially that negative energy when we are feeling stuck or we're feeling overwhelmed. And Thaddeus's presence reminds us that even in difficult moments, we have the ability to release what weighs us down. So the color associated with release is russet, which is an earthy, reddish-brown hue, kind of like autumn leaves, which is why I've got my autumn leaf tunic on today. The autumn leaves or rich soil. And the energy of release, well, it lives in the lower abdomen, the center of cleansing and flow. It's fitting, isn't it, that the power of release is associated with the lower abdomen, because that is the part of our body where we can sometimes get a little backed up, can't we? And things don't flow as well as we might like them to. And oh my goodness, the relief that comes when things finally begin moving again. That sense of freedom and energy and lightness. Even our clothes start to fit better. And it's like our body is saying, oh, thank you. I thought you'd never let go. Anyone ever experienced that? Yeah. You know, animals experience this too. A cherished cat of ours, now in the great beyond, used to celebrate with jubilant zoomies after a particularly productive trip to the litter box. And she'd tear through the house, practically flying. Meow, purr, meow, meow. Look at me. I'm free. I'm fast. I'm fabulous. I mean, literally. And that kind of honest celebration, there's something really exciting about that. Because it reminds us that release, well, it isn't just a spiritual metaphor. It's actually an embodied experience. And when we let go of what's been stuck, whether it's something physical or a thought or a feeling or a belief, what we do is we create space. We create space for movement, for breath, and for joy. And sometimes we even create space for a good zoomie. Now, if you feel like zooming around right now, feel free to do that. At home, too. But yes, release does feel like a huge weight lifted off of us. And metaphysically, it's the joy of not having a constipated spirit. And I don't know about you, but I don't want a constipated spirit at all. That freedom of letting go is like the soul taking a long overdue exhale. Let's breathe in now. Huge exhale. Feels good. Do it with your shoulders now as well. And let them down. And one more time. Sandra, you say it.
With gusto.
And the release of the shoulders. You know, life isn't just about acquiring more stuff. It's also about shedding. No, I said shedding. We're designed to live in rhythm, taking in, breathing in, and exhaling. And just as the body needs to release to stay healthy, the soul needs to release to stay clear. And the spiritual aspect of release is not a luxury, it's actually a necessity that we do this. Charles Fillmore, Unity's co-founder, said it plainly, and I adjusted just slightly in this quote to reflect more modern language. He said, "It is just as necessary that we learn to let go of thoughts, conditions, and substances in consciousness, body, and affairs when they have served their purpose and we no longer need them, as it is that we learn to welcome new ideas." So this isn't just good advice, it's actually a spiritual law, because our spiritual law isn't measured by how much we accumulate, but actually by our willingness to let go. And yes, we welcome new ideas, and we honor the sacredness of letting go of what no longer serves our highest and best. And that is not about erasing the past, it's about making space in our life for what's next. And I want you to think for a moment of your soul as a sacred garden. Now, over time, even the most beautiful garden can become overgrown with old growth and tangled roots and fallen leaves that block the light. And release is the gardener within us who knows that clearing makes room for new life to take root. Now, sometimes we hold on to things simply because they've been with us for a long time. We hold on to beliefs and ideas, even grief, old identities. But when we pause and listen, we may notice that some of those identities have grown brittle. They've served their purpose, and now they're asking to be set down. Now, this is not a rejection of who we were in the past or what was. It's a reverent bow. We honor the memory, the emotion, the season, and then we let it return to the soil. We trust that Spirit knows how to compost what we release, transforming it into nourishment for what's coming next. As Charles Fillmore said, and this is a quote that most of you know, if you've been around any time, it's one of my favorites from Charles Fillmore. Let's say it together. "We must learn to let go, to give up, so that we can make room for things we have prayed for and desired." If we've been praying for something, and we've been praying and praying and praying, and yet our heart and our hands are full of that old thing, we can't accept the new into our life. We have to let it go. We have to let go so that we can really be in what we have prayed for. So we stand in the I am presence as we choose what gets to live in the garden of our soul, the sanctuary of our consciousness. We are the ones who get to choose that. I'm not going to let that live in my garden of my soul. I don't like it. Fear, you don't own me. We become both gatekeeper and gardener, receptive to what nourishes and willing to release anything that no longer serves our unfolding good. Now, release is something nature models constantly. Trees drop their leaves, rivers carve new paths, snakes shed their skin, flowers drop their petals, animals shed their coats. Who has animals, who has dogs or cats at home, you know you're constantly clearing up the fur at home because the fur is constantly shedding and new growth is forming. And caterpillars, well, they just simply dissolve into goo before they become something completely new. the soul, too, thrives when it doesn't have to hoard every thought, every emotion, every version of who we used to be. My goodness, could you imagine? You know, sometimes we say, I can't think of what that word is for that thing. But you know what? We've got so much in our mind that we're keeping track of that we probably don't even need to. We're hoarding a lot of thoughts, identities, and beliefs. And so we're letting those go so that the new can come in. And release, well, that's how we clean the windows of our souls so that light can enter. So that Spirit's whisper in our soul doesn't have to shout to be heard. And in the rhythm of release, we make space for that sacred pause, the unhurried movement of the soul for sighs. Good sigh is good. For breath, even for tears, for the quiet awareness of what's ready to be relinquished. Now, I know it is very easy to talk about release, and it is a whole other thing to practice it, especially when the mind won't settle, when the heart feels heavy, or the same old story keeps showing up again and again and again for us. You said that. You did that. You did that way back then, and you're still holding on to, and we have this mental internal chatter going on that sometimes keeps us up at night. But here's the good news. You have already given up so much. You've released so much. Think of in your life. You don't probably have the same job that was your very, very first job. My first job, I had a couple of first jobs. I swept up hair at a hairdresser's and made cups of tea. I was 13 because labor laws are different in the UK. It was my little Saturday job. And then I also worked at the ice rink before I became an ice skating teacher. Some of you don't know that I was a professional ice skater for a long time. And then think of all the jobs that you've had and you don't have anymore. Maybe some of you are retired even. Think of other things that you've let go of. Perhaps some of you have had more than one relationship in your life. Perhaps you've given up homes. You've moved into new homes. You haven't always lived in the same home your entire life. We've all given up things. And so you've done it before and you can do it again. And because I'm all for practical spirituality, and who else is about practical stuff? Not just hearing about a nice lot of stuff, but really, how do we put this into motion? I'm going to give you today 10 spiritually grounded tools that you can actually use. And you might be familiar with some of these. And I'm going to go through them. I'm only going to have the heading on the PowerPoint. So if you can't follow along and you I want to really go back and hear those, you can watch it online at Unity of Tempe later. Our YouTube channel, Unity of Tempe. And you can use these when you're lying awake at night, when your thoughts are swirling, and when you feel stuck, or when you just need a little soul exhale. And these are very simple, and they're powerful, and they work. And what's the saying goes? Some of you know this. It works if you work it. That's right, if you work it. Okay, first one, denials and affirmation. Now let's be honest. Sometimes our thoughts throw a party that we did not RSVP to. Doubts, fears, old stories, they show up uninvited, and that's where denials come in. Not to suppress emotion, but to lovingly say, no, thank you. You do not get to run the show today. That is what we're saying. So to use the denial, you're going to start with something like, these swirling thoughts have no power over me. You could even say, fear, you don't own me. You start with something, no, you have no power over me. Or something like, this fear, this pattern, this belief, it no longer defines me. It is not a part of my divine nature. And then you're going to follow that with a powerful affirmation, a yes to what is enduring and divine. For example, spirit is the only presence, power, and power in my mind. Spirit. You could even just say, no, spirit. Very simple. No, spirit. Just like that. You're guarding the entrance. And you're going to say something like, I am whole, I am worthy, and I am enough, always. Spirit fills every space with new life, new light, and new good. And you're going to say it like you mean it, even if you're still learning it, learning to believe it. Number 2, breath and body. Now, sometimes your mind says, I release this, and your shoulders do this. Anyone ever? And your body's like, I'm not letting go. I'm holding on to it. And that's where breath and movement come in. They help you move what words alone can't. So you let your breath and body become instruments of spiritual flow. So you're going to practice something like this. Inhale clarity. Exhale clutter. And with each exhale, release the thought, emotion, or belief that's looping around in your mind. And you can also just simply say, I let go. I let go. And you can combine with some gentle movement, maybe some shoulder rolls. Do a few shoulder rolls right now because they just feel good. That's right. You might want to go for a walk or just shaking out your hands like you're flicking something off of you. That is so powerful to do as well. Because release isn't just a thought, it's a full body exhale. Next, the basket. If your thoughts are still hanging around like a load of laundry that you forgot to fold, you can visualize a basket. When a debilitating thought or identity or something just plain exhausting pops up, place it in the basket. And say something like, I release this to you, Spirit. I don't need to carry it anymore. I release this to you, Spirit. I don't need to carry it anymore. No drama, no wrestling, just a quiet handoff to Spirit. I release it to you. Before sleep, oh my goodness, who sometimes has thoughts that keep them up at night? Only me. Only me. I'm the only one in this okay, everyone watching online, I'm the only one in this entire room. Let's try that again. Who sometimes has thoughts that keep them up at night? Few more people have said yes. Okay. All right. So if your mind is still hosting a late night talk show, which mine loves to do, not so much now, but occasionally it loves to do that, and it features every awkward moment you've ever had or recently had, you're going to hand it over. You don't have to keep it keeping you awake. You don't have to let it keep you awake. You can say, I release this day. I release this day. I release these thoughts. Spirit, you can take it from here. I release this day. Mirror work. Now, usually the person we most need to release old stories from is who? Ourselves. And so you're going to look in the mirror, and you're going to look into your eyes, and not with critique, but with compassion, and speak truth to your soul. And you're going to say something like, I am not my past. I am the living expression of divine love. And repeat that. Even if your inner critic rolls its eyes, yeah. You're going to stay with it and keep going because it's not vanity. It's about reminding yourself who you really are. And then a few little mini rituals, because sometimes anchoring something with something tactile is helpful. So you can try dropping a stone in water. We do this exercise at Easter. We do a little exercise like this at Easter. And let go of this old story, or tearing up a written belief, which we usually do in the new year with a shredder. This no longer defines me. Or this one is for the potters among us. Who's a potter among us? I don't know. Is there any potter among us? Oh, it's Laren, right? So this one is specifically for Laren. To mold a piece of clay while naming the belief and reshape it into something new, like a heart, a spiral, or an open hand. Yeah, and for those of us who are like, I really want to do that one and I'm not a potter, maybe you could try it with some Play-Doh, right? And then compassionate noticing. Notice when those old beliefs sneak in, wearing a fake mustache like they're brand new. And don't fight them, just notice them. So when I'm not good enough, who has that one come up at times? We all do, let's be real. When that one comes up, you say, aha, there you are. Again, I see you. I know you're really trying to protect me. And then you're going to affirm, I am a radiant expression of divine love. And I am whole, and I am worthy exactly as I am. Thank you. Fear you don't own me. And then you're going to make space for truth. Because we can struggle to release an old belief because we haven't made space for something new to take its place. So you can say, what truth is ready to live here now? I'm letting go of this, and what do I want to create here? And then trust that something sacred is arriving. Conversation with the soul. Sometimes the only way to release, the only way to let go is with a heart-to-heart with your own soul. And release begins with honest, judgment-free self-inquiry. So you can ask yourself something like, is this thought or feeling or belief still needed for my unfolding good? Has it served its purpose? Am I willing to let it go to reveal more of my spiritual power? And then speak your answers aloud or write them down and then seal it with, I am ready to be free. And then the last one, sacred exchange with spirit. When you're ready, picture yourself holding the thought, feeling, or memory in your hands and say, thank you. Thank you for what you've taught me. Thank you. And I now release you, and I offer you to Spirit. And visualize Spirit receiving it with love, transforming it, and returning it to you as a blessing. So now I know that was a lot today. We've received 10 spiritual tools, and each one is a portal to your authentic divine self. And so I invite you to let the power of release be active in you. It is one of my favorite and most challenging spiritual powers because we often want to hold on. And so I invite it to let it clear the way for your Christ light to shine in all that you are, in all that you do, and to deepen the quiet joy that comes when nothing stands between you and the inflow of God's good. And so it is. And now a favorite song to anchor this that we haven't played in a really long time, actually. And many of you know this one. And Ron put this beautiful video together a few years ago now, but this is a really great one to anchor this message.
I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well, all is well. And every day I affirm and pray that I'm blessed with everything I have. I release my fear, 'cause it's all so clear. I am
Now, I want you to think, before we move on to our next part, I want you to think of something that you want to release. Could be a thought, could be a situation, could be a fear. And if you have more than one, that's fine. See it in your hand. Imagine it. We're going to use the basket technique right now. I need to see it putting in the basket. Maybe there's a few things. See yourself handing it off to Spirit. And I want you to say with me, I relax. I let go. I release. And I surrender. I relax. I let go. I release. And I surrender. One more time. I relax. I let go. I release. And I surrender. Feel your shoulders go back and your head up. Ah, yes. Amen. And so it is. All right. Let us say together, I am a beloved child of God, here to be an ambassador of good. Yes, indeed. Yes, and so now it is time for our giving. So let us say together, I am a joyful sharer of my good. I remember that as I give, I receive, and that God is my source. And we do invite you to give generously because we cannot outgive Spirit. And we've had a couple of lean months, so we're very, very grateful for your contributions to Unity of Tempe. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Karen and Rick, for being our collectors today. And our QR code is on the next slide, which will come up in a moment. Yes. There we go. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. We know that we cannot outgive Spirit, and so we are grateful for the support of Unity of Tempe. We are grateful for those also who choose to give online, who give through Zelle, which is our preferred method, but we also accept PayPal. And we're so grateful that we know that as we give, we do indeed receive abundantly. We're so grateful for the things that we have in our life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, life. We're so grateful. We bless every single person. We bless the gifts and the stewardship of their use. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Rick. And thank you, Karen. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your gifts. And we would encourage you to be with us next Sunday. And we want to invite you to extend the invitation to someone else who might be looking for a circle of care right now. We invite you to be with our friendship and support and care on our Zoom call. This is a wonderful time of connection on Thursday mornings at 9:30 a.m. Let us say together, Spirit, I am present. I do not ignore the ache of this world, but I also do not collapse. I acknowledge pain without losing sight of hope. I receive what I need to know, and I release what I cannot carry alone. If there is wisdom to glean, I accept it. If there is action to take, I am willing. If today asks only for compassion, I give it freely to myself and others. In a confusing world, I choose to stay awake, anchored in spirit, guided by love. And let us say together our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well, and we are grateful. Yes, indeed. Beloveds online, we do hope that you come and join us in person very soon. And for anyone here who's not subscribed to our YouTube channel, we really do encourage you to do it. It does help us grow our Unity of Tempe presence. Thank you so much. Blessings and love to you online.